Live we are.
We are.
Hi, this is Paul Bursey and welcome to healthierlife.tv. My co-presenter is...
And this is Warren Connolly and welcome to healthierlife.tv.
Yes, it's a good day. It's very cold here. It's even colder where you are. I believe you're frozen. Okay. So hopefully it's not me that's frozen. Anyway, welcome to all our podcast people and Facebook Live and YouTube. So we apologise if we get it wrong sometimes and we forget that we're not being looked at on video. So, but today's subject is ignite your inner awesome. Now that gives us a lot of rope to play with here. So what's your first thoughts on our title? As you're enjoying your sandwich. Oh, we've lost him. We seem to have lost him. Anyway, it's ignite your inner awesome. So what is your inner awesome? Well, it comes from the inside of you. Okay, it's an attitude. It's something that I call being lively. And as I say, it's very, very important because look, we all walk about and go to different places like supermarkets or wherever we're allowed to at this present moment in time. And look, Warren's come back now. So hang on, let me let him back in. I don't know what happened there, Warren. You suddenly went missing.
Yeah, it kicked me out.
Oh, did it really?
Yeah.
Obviously, it wasn't me. Anyway, so what I was saying was your inner awesome, your inner awesome is really something that can grow within you. I mean, most people, if you think about it, this wouldn't happen to, but it doesn't happen to them because they don't want it or don't know about it. Okay. Obviously, we're all unique. We're all different people, and we all look for different things out of life. But when I'm talking about the inner awesome, what would be, or what would it be to you, Warren?
Similar to what we spoke about the other day, it's that burning desire, that confidence, that go-getting attitude. You know, everything that just displays performance and confidence and success, I guess, that attracts that to you.
Yeah, absolutely. I mean, I'd probably refer to it as the zest of life.
Yeah.
And some people haven't found it within themselves yet, but I think the majority of people never find it and never even know it's there. Yeah. And I think that's very sad in a way.
Mm-hmm. You know? I think it's too many of us, as you're touching on, is just that we resign ourselves to the fact that we're never going to be awesome, you know, or whatever you want to use for choice of a better expression. I'm not a big fan of that word because it just gets thrown around all over the place. But
I see your point. Yeah.
But behind the meaning behind the word in this context, unfortunately, there's too many people just never realize their true awesomeness or their true potential, their true, that's who they really are. Because as you say, they don't want to know, or they don't know that the answers are there. And as somebody said recently, we don't ask the right questions because we think we have all the answers. So this is it really in a nutshell, and we think that we are where we are, and this is it. We're never going to reach it.
Nobody's got all the answers.
No, of course not.
Even if you're talking about top entrepreneurs and things like that, And for me, it's about shining. It shines from you, and it's about my description of awesome is feeling great, and coming across as someone who matters. Now, everyone matters, don't get me wrong, but some people tend to believe that they are in a great place. And, you know, I'm in a great place. And, yeah, do we have things go wrong? Absolutely. I can tell you that after 3 divorces. But, you know, it is about feeling great. And I think that's the best way that I can describe it. Most people are stuck where they are and don't believe that they can move. That's probably another way of saying what you said, Warren, you know, and that they can improve and grow, because that's what we're talking about. And if you've got something within you, like a skill or an undiscovered talent, for a lot of people, it just remains there, and they don't even know it's there. You've got
until they have a midlife crisis.
You have a midlife crisis and go and buy the Jaguar or the. I found my purpose in life, driving Porsches. Yeah, I must.
That reminds me of a story from the other night of somebody that's a mutual business partner of ours that was talking about a story about a Porsche and the fact that it wasn't as fulfilling as he anticipated it being, driving that dream car for the first time. Yeah, as he said, don't get me wrong, he has a lot of fun. I have a lot of fun, and I get to drive a beautiful car, but it wasn't quite the same as what he thought. And this is where I think people just have in society have resigned themselves to the fact that they've reached their level of awesomeness, and they just think that this is it now, and this is their stock, and they're never going to reach another level. And from an energetic point of view, from a point of view of nutrition and meditation and exercise and all of these kind of things, if you put them and bandy them all together, it's possible. It's possible for anybody of any age to reach that level. To really ignite that inner fire within them. And it's possible for anybody at any age. Doesn't matter. It's irrelevant.
Yeah, absolutely. But I think everybody can dig deep inside and discover those talents and qualities and skills that are there, probably in abundance, and they don't even realize it. And I think it's sad when you don't go look deep inside yourself and find these things, because they can lead on to passions and everything that you never even knew you had.
True.
And as I say, it's I think they are on the inside of most people. I wouldn't say everyone, because I don't know everyone, but all the people I've met, you can see there's something like it's like there's something in there waiting to break out.
Yeah. There's like a caged tiger that's been seduced and subdued for so many years, to the point just to seduce. And I say seduced, I mean seduced into just being in a sense of like a lulled sense of complacency and not worrying about being out in the open, and because they have just resigned themselves to the fact they're going to be in a cage until whenever, and then you let that tiger out, and then
absolutely. There's no corking it back in the bottle either.
I've got we have a personal story with this, and it's just a recent story, and it's relating to an animal. And we adopted a dog. Paul knows this story. We adopted a dog that had come from a breeding center and a shelter where they were discovered as a legal breeding center. And then we adopted the dog after seeing the dog for a few times. And when we first saw her, she had no confidence, no inner fire. She didn't know how to play. She just didn't know how to do things that a normal dog would know, instinctively what to do. It had been literally, ripped out of her, however they did it. That part of the story I don't necessarily need to know. But now that she's found a loving home and she has people around, she's around people that love her and that feed her and that take care of her, that spark is coming back now. She's healthier now. She's filled out. Her coat is much cleaner and shinier and healthier. Her character is kind of coming through. And some people may say, but that's just an animal. An animal has a simplistic way of looking at things, and they're not as complex as we are. True, but in the same breath, we tend to make life more complex than it needs to be for ourselves. And we tend to hold on to stuff from our past far too long, that holds us back, and that basically immobilizes us or handicaps us into being a better individual and becoming a stronger, more confident, more healthier, more lively, more vibrant, more energetic individual who actually asks questions and is curious about life again. This is something that, so many people, you can see it with some people, especially when they start to hit a certain age, like that midlife crisis age. You can see that fire within them slowly it just phases out until the point where, they just become subjective to whatever, subjective to the government, subjective to their spouse, subjective to their family. They no longer have a free will, really. They just follow and toe the line.
Yeah, well, I know I want to burn out. I don't want to rust out.
Yeah.
I mean, look, trust me, there's nothing stopping you up in your game, no matter what it is. And it's just a decision away,
Decision.
And I read something earlier and it said, you got to let your badass out, which I thought was great. But, people have got to ask themselves, what is it that I want for the rest of my life? Now, I could be speaking to someone who's very young. I could be speaking to someone who's middle-aged or old age. But we've still got time to do things. All right, traveling's a bit difficult at the moment.
But you can still drive to the next county, or you can still drive to.
No, you can't here.
Oh, you can't even go to the next county.
No. But it's not going to be like that forever. So all I'm trying to say is that there's nothing stopping you doing things. The only person that does it normally, apart from the government at the moment, is you.
Mm-hmm.
If you said, I want to drive to Scotland, there's nothing stopping you doing it, apart from maybe a driving license, but
yeah.
And probably hiring a car if you haven't got one of your own, not stealing it, of course. But but we tend to put things off, and there's lots of great stuff within you that you need to let out, and places you need to go to. And as I say, it's the problem is that you if you don't do these things, you'll remain, or you could be classed as dull, uninspired. It's boring, ordinary. It's nobody wants to be called ordinary. Well, hopefully they don't. I mean,
there again, I think some people out of stubbornness or petulance would just say, I don't mind being ordinary. I'm just ordinary. I'm an ordinary person. And I think often people will say that out to us, but inside they're thinking something different. Emotionally, there's a different driving force behind that.
Yeah.
And it's difficult for people. It's very difficult for many people to break out of that paradigm, that way of thinking where you just do think that this is it. It's never going to get any better than this because I'm too old now. Imagine if it was me at the age of, like when I moved to Hungary here, and I thought to myself, okay, what am I going to do here? I thought I had an idea, but that didn't work out. So what was I going to do? And I could have just started creating a pity party, which I was close to doing. But, instead, I keep trying to find the answers. I keep trying to find a different way, create a different path, make something different on myself. But I understand that not everybody has that fortitude or that willingness to actually do it. They will always return back to type and that programming that they've become so accustomed towards, and then they just replay that same spiel inside their brain, inside their subconscious, inside their mind, inside wherever, and that just keeps permeating their energy. Like you say, somebody has ignited that inner awesome. You can see it in them. They radiate their.
Yeah, that's the big word, radiate. Absolutely.
their aura, the color of their aura is like, you don't know what it is.
Yeah.
You know, like for example, if you see behind me here, you could see it's like a shadow, but that's kind of like, yeah, the spectrum of where a person's aura would be, and you will notice it next time you come across somebody when you're in a public gathering or family gathering, you know, and you see somebody that's got so much energy and drive. You don't have to even look at them and you to try to figure it out, but there's just this natural brightness about them, and half the time we don't even notice it. We just see the person as like smiley, happy, you know, they're confident, and then we're sitting in our dark space and we go, yeah, why is that person always so happy? They're always so happy and cheerful. Because this used to happen to me, you know, when I was back in South Africa. Oh yeah.
You're talking about that. I go walking a lot of days, and because I've had an injury, so I haven't started running again yet. And I specifically walk in places where people are going to be, like parks and different things like that. And I'm looking at everyone as they're coming past me, and a lot of them have got their heads down, their eyes down, so they don't actually catch the gaze of someone else.
Mm-hmm.
And then the few that do, some of them look straight through you. You know? So I just love it, because I just go, morning, or wherever it is, you know. I do it purposely, and I've mentioned it before on calls, and I want to see what people's reaction is. And sometimes some people go as they walk on past, a quick mumble, and other people are quite happy. But you know, I'll tell you what, I'm the happiest person out there, without a shadow of a doubt. You know, and I think it's a shame.
There's an opportunity there for you, Paul.
Well, I don't know about that. What do you mean? What, accost people?
No, but just brighten people's days up by being the happiest person out there, you know, and just somehow.
But I'm always smiling. I mean, you know,
that's precisely my point, because 99% of people are not. So if you are, it's an opportunity for you there to, you know, become a legend in your community. You know, people want to come.
Legend.
People they'll look at you and they go, he was here today at this time, I want to be here tomorrow at this time, so I can see his happy smile and his wonderful greeting.
I think it'd be more a case of, I'm going to avoid that idiot. So let me ask you a question. You know, this is to everyone. You know, do you want to get to the stage where, you know, you want to rock your own world, you know, and do something that's outstanding, you know, because at the end of the day, we're only here for a limited time, you know, and it's not all about watching soaps. It's not all about watching reality TV, which I absolutely hate, you know, because that's not living.
No, that's not. And that's not. And it's ironic you should say this, because yesterday I was at a client's place and I walked into his place. I took him some food because he was sick at home. He was homesick. So I went and bought some food for him and I to take to his place to eat, and so make sure that he had some lunch. And see, that's how I treat my clients. Look after my clients. So I get there and he's got the television on, and it's on satellite TV, you know. So it's awesome. What are you watching? Is I go, I don't know, some blah blah blah. So I said, you know, that's why at home we don't have a decoder. We don't have satellite TV. We have a television set, but we watch what we want to watch. We don't watch what they put on the, you know, on the satellite decoder, on the decoder for us to watch, and then scroll, and you don't actually see anything that you really enjoy, and you just watch it because it's entertainment. This is the catch, is that people are sitting watching stuff that they're not really interested in. They don't really want to watch, but because it's a visual stimulation, they're probably bored out of their numbskulls, because there's no one else in the house with them, or the people that are with them bore them to death in any case, or they've had enough with them. So they go sit themselves in front of the telly, watching something that they have no control over, because, you know, if we want to put something on television, it's something that we have control over. We choose what we want to watch, and then we put onto the television, you know, and this is the difference, you know. So people just, again, they've just resigned themselves to the fact that, well, yeah, the company phoned me up and they told me to buy this decoder from them at this rate, so now I can watch these channels, but I'm paying for it every month, so I may as well just sit and watch it, because I am paying for it, so I may as well just sit and watch it.
Yeah.
You get what I'm saying?
Yeah, definitely. Yeah. But look, I think this goes in line with what I was going to say next, and that is, about literally about flicking through the television. But I don't spend my time around people that watch a lot of television.
Mhm.
I do on occasion watch it. I mean, that's fine, and as long as you're getting on with things and doing things, then that's fine. There's nothing wrong with that, But I just think that television is stodgy, stuffy. I think it's lackluster. I think it's boring. I mean, there are some good programs on there. Don't get me wrong, but and I don't want to be around that. It's because time's limited, time's moving. And there's lots of exciting stuff that can be done.
Mhm.
And look, there's no excuse, because what happens, what you see on the screen, will permeate you. Okay, it's the same with anything. If you're around smokers, you're going to smoke. I'm not knocking smoking. I'm just saying, So again, if you're around soaps and all this doom and gloom, it's going to rub off on you. So I'm
True.
sorry, but there's no excuse for that. But that's for you to sort out with the mirror. But I don't want to be around colourless, unimaginative people. I want to be around vibrant people. People that give off a great feeling, and they're just fantastic to be around. It's
people that inspire me and that want to be inspired.
Yeah, absolutely. Yeah, you've got to want to motivate yourself. Motivation comes from the inside. You're the one that's got to do it. And it's a bit like sitting down on a chair that's got a lot of tacks on it. You got to be ready to go. You
You'll be
can't.
you got to be tactful.
Tactful, yeah. Ow. So, I mean, look, can you be awesome right now? What can you do? Well, let's give you some ideas. What's some of the things they can do to get going, get moving? Do something.
Change their physiology, change their state, change the state in which they're in right now. And then,
yeah.
The most, wherever you are now, take it to the maximum output in terms of just change your state and physiology, change how your body is positioned, how you're sitting, how you're standing, do something, and that will definitely ignite some awesomeness inside.
Yeah, I think one of the big things is that, this is healthierlife.tv, and I'm thinking to myself, well, why would this? Because this could go in either a Wednesday or Friday, because it goes across, from success to health. And the reason being, as I thought, I know what it is. It's about releasing having a dopamine hit or a bit of serotonin, and making your body function well, and I'm feeling great. So yes, it is about healthierlife.tv, without a shadow of a doubt. But some other things that you can do. The first one is discover the talent that lies within yourself. Would you agree with that?
That's a tough one. I agree with it, but it's a tough one.
Yeah, it is.
That road of self-discovery can lead down such a rabbit hole for people, and I've seen cases where people have gone on a road of self-discovery and they've lost their path, they've lost their way because they didn't have anybody there with them that understood what they were going through, that they wanted confidence from, or they didn't want help, they didn't want guidance from anybody, and so they just kind of tried to do it all on their own. And this is something with self-discovery that it's not an individual thing or person. It is an individual thing, but it's not a private thing. Self-discovery is something that it's private within you only, but externally you need the assistance of other people that have either been down that path, are going down that path with you, or can even just offer some assistance, even if they're not on the same path, or have not been down that path, but they can offer some kind of assistance to you so that you can reach this. And this is where so many people they get it without, I don't like to use the word wrong, but I can't think of a better way to say it, but they get it wrong in that they think that this is my journey, so therefore it's my pain, it's my experience, and I can't share this with anybody else.
Yeah.
Wrong.
Yeah.
You know, if you're on a journey of self-discovery, you need to share your story with people so they can help you. Sometimes people won't be able to help you and they won't want to help you, but you know, it's not to, and I don't mean to help as in like you're a victim or anything like that, and a story as in like no, it's a story as in it's a story that can empower and inspire other people.
Yeah.
And when you're on a journey of self-discovery where you're trying to ignite that awesomeness and you're trying to find what is that real passion that I can live for each and every single day, it gets scary because life starts to change. And with with the bigger the challenge, the bigger the solution, right? So if you need to really change who you are in order to find that, you're going to experience some challenges. Believe me, you're going to experience some challenges. However, when you overcome that fear of confronting those challenges, then this is when that ignition happens. This is when that key is turned in ignition, and you hear that first purr of the engine, and that's your first ignition of your fire within. And then once you start to get used to that feeling, once you start to get used to the idea of challenging yourself in that way, wow, wow, it can, you know. And this is what I mean by a story. So it's a story that will empower you and inspire you and others that you share that story with, because you never know who might be there to help you.
That's right. I mean, look, it's all about creating a story. It's all about discovering your talent. It's about finding your brilliance, you know, and once you find it, I mean, pursue it with passion and relentlessness. I mean, it's about investing time in you, you know, and really then developing it. And so it becomes even better, you know. Ambition is sexy. Right?
It is, yeah.
It is. No, and I don't mean the obnoxious ambition, because there are some people out there that are obnoxious with it. But it's, you know, you set a goal and then you go for it and you never quit. I mean, it makes life worthwhile. At the end of the day, we're all going to end up, you know, at that the grave. So you might as well enjoy it while you're here, you know. And so another thing is
within responsibility, though. Within the confines of
and with the right attitude and caring for people and all that type of thing. But you know, the next thing is displaying courage. Now, how would you display courage? Would you, you know, do you attack what you love? And I don't mean attack as in punch. I mean attack with relish.
You attack with vigor and relish. Yeah.
Or you just stay quiet and don't do anything. You know, you're a scared rabbit or you're an eagle. I mean, it's, you know, I'd much rather be the eagle.
Oh, yeah. But then again, a nice cuddly rabbit is also cool. Is also good too. But no.
Oh yeah, no, I've got nothing against rabbits. But look, the thing is, don't seek approval from other people. If you've got a passion of yours, go and do it. You only get, as I say, you've only got this one journey. So
unless that person that you are sharing your story with for their opinion has already achieved what you want to achieve. Because if you're speaking to somebody that comes from experience and they have the knowledge and the know-how, and they want to achieve what you want to achieve, then you might want to take some feedback from them. They might say to you, look, you're not ready right now to do this. They might be honest enough to know that you're not ready to do this. However, most people in that situation will then offer their assistance to help you to get ready for that situation, if that makes sense to you.
Yeah. But there's always going to be those people that put you down or attack you or try and put you off.
On the flip side, yeah. And those people have never reached what you want to reach, so they have no experience.
That's it. Sometimes it's jealousy. You know? But the other thing you've got to do is dispel your self-limiting beliefs, you know, because that's a lot of times that's what holds you back. And, you know, I mean, I don't know. Trouble is, when you've got it, you don't know you've got it.
You got it.
Beliefs, you know, until you can move through it and start to grow, and you look back and you go, oh yeah. You know, so start living. You know, live your life as you want it, and as I say, if you're in a business that requires teams, you are the example, So people will follow what you do. And if it's not very good, well, then they'll get turned off pretty quickly. But the other thing you need to do is flaunt your talent. Now, this doesn't mean there's two ways of taking this.
Flaunt your gaunt. Or
what I mean is you don't suppress. If you've got something good, you don't suppress it. You don't rub it in people's faces. You're not arrogant with it or anything like that. But don't let someone put baby in a box. This just came to me from Dirty Dancing, but but it's right though. You don't remain caged. You break out and do what you want to do within reason, as long as it's honest, legal, and ethical, and everything. But it's I don't know some people that will do illegal stuff, but that's up to them. But
something that what you're talking about now, and this is with people from certain backgrounds, demographic groupings, religions, cultures. They it's not like they naturally or inherently put themselves down or hold themselves back because of who they are, where they come from, and all these kind of things. But they grow up beginning to believe this, and it becomes more and more powerful. That belief in themselves, not the lack of belief in themselves, becomes more and more powerful as they get older. And you can have a kid in their teens that has a belief system already in place that this is it. This is it. I'm going to finish my school. I'm going to go to university, and I'm going to get a degree if I'm lucky, whatever. And then I'm going to marry, have family. But this is the expectations of their society or their family or their culture and all these kind of things, which is playing out in these. I'm just using it as an example. I'm not saying it's good or bad, but for some people that is not good. That's not what they want. But they stick to that plan because this is something that's been put on their shoulders. It's been fed to them. They have expectations that have been put onto their shoulders from guardians, family, whatever. And unfortunately, these are the people that act out later on in life in unhealthy ways.
Yeah.
They start to feel regret and shame and all kinds of things because they didn't do what they set out to do in their heart inside. They felt that they feel that they've let themselves down. Later on in life, they feel this, and then by that stage, it might be too late. Because depending on circumstances, so they start to feel this regret and they feel this guilt and this shame. And then they start acting out in unhealthy ways, and that can be displayed in so many different shapes, forms, and what this is the other thing, and this is something that I really don't like seeing. With somebody they get to a point in their life when they accept the fact that they're never going to be where they want to be, and it's just a matter of time now, and that's it. They're just waiting till the day that they die. And be able to contribute towards their children one day, and somehow, and support their children as far as their children, as long as their children need their help, and that becomes their purpose, in life. It's not about themselves anymore; it's about their family and their children, because they've been pigeonholed, they've been put into a block, and it's really not fair for the human soul, for any of us to do that to ourselves and have to go through that.
Yeah, I think what I said earlier about not necessarily listening to people, what I was probably referring to was someone who's putting you down, or trying to squash your dreams or what it is you want to do. You should be encouraging people to do things, and I think if you restrict people, then you will lose people in some way.
Yeah. Well, this is what happens with parents so often. Parents do this to their children instinctively, because they want to try to protect them. Like I remember when I first got into direct selling, everybody in my family told me, go get a job. How are you going to make money? You're going to find yourself homeless and all this kind of stuff again, and so forth and so forth and so forth. And but they didn't understand. They had no idea what they were talking about. They just saw it as some alien thing that I was attempting to do, rather than do the secure thing of getting a job and all these kind of things. At least in the 90s, it was having a job was a little bit more secure than it is today. But they just didn't understand it, and I'm so glad I didn't listen to them. I'm so glad I didn't listen to my family and whoever else tried to dissuade me from doing that, because then that ignited within me my entrepreneurial spirit. That's what it did. The moment I got into that and I started doing something for myself, and then being of service to other people in the process, it ignited my inner fire.
Yeah, I think, for me personally, I love direct sales. I'm probably more happy with direct sales than most things. And, I've had some big paydays. I think my biggest payday was about 30 grand in a week, and it's not all it's cracked up to be, trust me, but if you're doing a good service, you think you're doing the right thing, and you earn money from it, then that's fantastic, and it's not, there's a good feeling, I'll tell you, and I've had quite a few paydays, things like that. So
paydays.
Yeah, and that's right. And look, the key is this: if you find something that you're passionate about, if you've got some kind of talent for doing something, go and do it. It could be painting, could be writing, could be anything. You've got to be bold about it. You've got to be powerful in your own mind that this is what you're going to do. And the other thing is confidence. Until you actually do something and keep doing it, you won't have the confidence to keep going.
Yeah, true.
And that's very important as well. So stand up and stand out and get doing what you want to do. Let your light shine. Right? That's the message, really. And what do you think about that then, Warren? Because you obviously have let your light shine, haven't you?
Yeah.
You have.
Yeah. I had something I wanted to add touch onto that, about letting, what was I going to say now? I forget. It's just slipped my mind. So, it's so much easier to actually do this. Is what I wanted to say. I remember now. It's so much easier to do this, and it's so much easier to make things like this happen, and to find that place, to find your place, to find that fire and ignite that fire when you're coming from a place of experience and know-how, and you've been pointed in the right direction and given the right tools to do it. Because there are so many blocks out there are so many challenges, there are so many roadblocks and obstacles in your way. And if you're not really sure how you need to go about to do it, there's no one perfect way about it. But there are many tools that you can use that can help you. And one of them is your body. Your body, if you listen to your body and you understand what your body's telling you, it's so much easier to follow your instinct and your intuition and naturally find that fire and ignite that awesomeness within you. And one of the easiest, the two ways of really being able to listen to your body clearly is through meditation and a clean inner body from a cellular level. I'm talking about from not eating raw foods and energy foods. No, I'm talking about cellular level nutrition, or a body that is from the cellular level healthy and clean and awake and alive. And there are things that you can do to get to that point as well. So this is important. It starts from the inside. Self-discovery, it starts from the inside. It's not an outside thing. You got to come from within and work your way out. And who knows where it's going to take you. But if it's coming from within, it's going to be your authentic self, and it's going to be in service to you and to your benefit. No questions about that.
I think, look, at the end of the day, it can only come from the inside. Now, you may see the visual representation on the outside,
Yes.
but it's all about the inside. Trust me, because you get the inside right, the rest of it will follow.
Yeah.
Because you'll be happier, livelier, more vibrant. It's very, very important. But akin to that is being kind and courteous and having integrity and honesty. All these things go hand in hand, because some of these things you can't have without the other. You can't be authentic and dishonest.
True, you can't.
That's the key. Be friendly, be funny, but in a nice way. Be kind, Don't be a jackass. So, because that is very easy to do, and I'm sure most of us have been a jackass in our time, And
what is the term for a lady? Because for a guy, it's a jackass. What's the term for a woman?
I'm not going to go down that route.
Can't be a jackass because it's.
I'm not going to go down that route. I have enough problems with myself. So, look, the other thing is, you avoid being mean, aggressive, arrogant, selfish, egotistic, unfriendly. And these are all things that go together.
Yeah.
To be magnetic or something like that, you need to be attractive to someone or something. You can't. I personally don't think you can fudge it, because in the end, it comes out. People will see it. You'll give it away in some way. People try and be false, and it just doesn't work. I don't think it does anyway. If you're going to shine, if you're going to be that beacon of light that in a room, then you're a beacon of light basically all the time. And it's very.
I think situationally. Yes.
You're not going to. You don't let people down. That's what I'm trying to say.
Yeah.
When magnetic people walk in the room, all people's eyes go on them. For whatever reason, and it's not because they're celebrity. That's my personal thought. I'm not interested in celebrities.
I'm sure some celebrities are dull.
They're just ordinary people.
Yeah.
And,
be the beacon of light, says Mukesh. Thanks, Mukesh.
Yeah.
Ditto.
You've got. I think to shine properly, you need to be celebrated and not tolerated. You can't. You've got to come from a position of goodwill. It's not. Can't be false. So you've got to. You can motivate people, but most of the motivation comes from inside. Motivation will go with good feeling of how you feel inside of you.
If you motivate yourself naturally, and other people will be naturally motivated by you, and they'll just be motivated.
Well, you won't inspire people until you're motivated within.
Yes. So you don't need to motivate other people. You just need to motivate yourself.
Yeah. So environment's a big thing. Environment and who you mix with, you're the sum total of the 5 people you spend most of the time with. So choose wisely, my friends. So just a couple of other bits. Perseverance. Once you found that shining light, or that passion, or the thing that you're going to do that's going to light you up, then persevere with it. Don't quit. Get to the end game. The end game could be forever, but always working towards the end game. As they say, GSD. I'm not going to say what it is, and it's not German Shepherd dog either. But get it done. So we're nearly out of time. We've been going for ages, and I don't want to sort of crack on forever. But remember, no grumpies, only awesome people here, or trainee awesome.
What? Trainee awesome.
Trainee awesome. So there's nothing stopping you.
You'll get training wheels with us first.
Oh yeah, training wheels. Yeah. So you can start today. you don't have to be stuck where you are. You can break out of that box, and think about how you're going to feel when you do. Right, and the biggest thing, it will affect your health positively.
Of course,
that is what it's all about at the end of the day. So with that, I am done.
I think we're both done.
Yeah, or we should be. So anyway, have a look. Have a fantastic weekend, everyone. Thanks to Mukesh. He's made a few comments there.
He's on the awesome spectrum, is he? Awesome spectrum.
Absolutely. So have a great weekend and
have a wonderful time.
Sorry?
I was just saying, have a wonderful time. You said have a great weekend. I said have a wonderful time.
Absolutely. And find your awesome. Find your inner awesome. Let it break out the box. And we'll see you next week.
And when you find it, let us know what it looks like.
Yeah. It's invisible. Right. Okay. See you,
Bye-bye, everybody. Have a beautiful weekend.
Bye.